Fam, what's going on? It's Kyle Henderson of BAMA Football on YouTube, coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Alabama versus Texas A&M week is here. Let me know where you are watching from inside the comment box. Call line is open, 205-850-1994. Can I get a Roll Tide inside the comment box? It's mid-season almost. There's only so much college football left. I appreciate you guys joining the channel. Make sure and like and subscribe. We really appreciate you guys being here tonight. I want to take your calls. I got some you make the call questions that I want to pose to you during the show. Texas A&M, Alabama, this Saturday, October 7th. Time, 2:30 p.m. TV is CBS. That line, look at the line. Alabama favored by 1.5 points. Everybody expects this game to be close. Anaya Smith has some beef with Nick Saban. Terran Arnold had so far the interview of the season, talked about being coachable. And I thought that interview was fantastic because I thought about it for a little bit and then I rewatched it like 5-6 times. Coachable, I feel, is a lost art. And if you're out there and if you played the game or if you have a student athlete, you know how important being coachable is. I tell that to my son. I'm like, look, I would never talk to your coach. It's up to you to get onto the field based off your own merits, right? But be coachable. Whatever the coach asks, be coachable. Terran Arnold showed so much maturity, how he handled himself. When he came off the field, Coach Saban is amplified. He's amped up. And Terran Arnold was like, it wasn't how he said it. It was what he was saying. And he said, ask questions. I love the message that shows maturity. He's had such an amazing season. Remember, rewind to the beginning of the year when people thought that Terran Arnold would be subbed out for Trey Amos. We really haven't even talked about Trey Amos. And no disrespect to the kid, it's just Terran Arnold is playing at that high of a level. Kool-Aid playing at that high of a level. Defensive secondary playing at that high of a level. That's why it's kind of interesting that Anaya Smith, who's very talented wide receiver from Texas A&M, kind of poking the bear a little bit and saying that, yeah, Alabama used to be ranked number 1 and number 2, and now, oh, he's not going to say that. Man, you got to be careful with what you say, especially now because social media, news travels quick. And I guarantee you that interview has been played inside the locker room, right? I mean, okay, this team isn't ranked 1 or 2. It's an even more dangerous team because they're hungry. At least that's my opinion. Let's go to the phone lines. Let's start the show off. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much once again. Kyle Henderson of BAMA Football on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe. Let's get to 100,000 subscribers by December. That is the goal. So make sure if you're new here, you subscribe and you check out the content because we've been pumping out some amazing content and I appreciate all the support. Let's start the phone lines up and we go to our first caller. It is a 205. And give me 1 second. Looks like I have lost connection. Just 1 second. Give me one second. Just hang tight. I'll just do this on the show. Give me 1 second. Then we'll start off the show. I'll be right back in like 2 seconds.
You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the call-in studio web interface.
All right, we go to our first caller. It's a 205 and we start right now.
What's up, Kyle? What's up, Kyle Henderson? This is Tom from Leeds, Alabama, dog.
What's up, man? Let's do this right. Let's start the show off right. Hey, welcome to the Kyle Henderson Show. You're on the line. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
I'm Tommy Tidwell from Leeds, Alabama. You know me.
Hey, I appreciate you calling in, man. Thank you so much for leading off the show. We got a good one this weekend as Alabama travels to College Station. The game is 1.5 points. It's I mean, this is going to be as tight as it's ever been, at least on paper. Welcome to the show, man. Take it away.
Oh, man, I want to talk about the defense this past week against Mississippi State, man. That's phenomenal. And then Nick Saban getting on Terry on Arnold for chewing him out. I love that Nick Saban. Dude. Are we going to see that Saturday? I'm hoping. But this is what I'm looking forward to. I'm saying my prediction is going to be 30 to 14 Alabama.
30 to 14 Alabama. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
I think
you know what? I've been seeing a lot of people thinking that Alabama is going to go over to College Station and give it to the Aggies. Like, I think it was even Stephen M. Smith that was saying that, they're expecting Alabama to be able to kind of roll through College Station, but Vegas has it as 1.5.
Wow. But yeah, man. I mean, I just hope we play good defense. I hope we keep them off the field. I hope we get pressure on that quarterback. If we get pressure on the quarterback, we'll win that ball game.
That's going to be Max Johnson, who is the backup. Alabama, oddly enough, has seen him before when he was at LSU, which is pretty interesting to think about. I have some questions that I wanted to propose to our callers tonight. So if you don't mind, I'm going to ask you these. You fire them. Just give me some short, concise answers, and then people who call in can make the same assessment. Okay, is that cool? You don't mind? All right. So question number one. Alabama has to get the football too.
Has to get the football to the receivers.
So all the receivers, and it's interesting because Coach Saban talked about the wide receivers and kind of the production of getting it to the wide receivers today on the SEC teleconference. And he said that the passing game is still evolving, which I think we can all agree with. With that said, I think the passing game is improving and it's trending up. I mean, it doesn't have to be a huge volume, but I'll take 10 to 12 over 20 for 40. You see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be a high volume. Just don't throw interceptions. Get the balls to the receivers and continue to progress. Okay, so you're saying get the ball to the wide receivers. Okay, that's fair. Okay, the defensive MVP will be?
I think it's gonna be. I'm kind of going with this one. You might think I'm crazy, but I think I'm gonna go with Kool-Aid this week.
Okay, cool. And you know what? I think that we've kind of been waiting for a game. Not to say that, because Kool-Aid's grade has been really good. Like on Pro Football Focus, he's still graded over 80. But he really hasn't had kind of that monumental game-changing play just yet. And this would be a game to certainly do it, especially with Aniyah Smith kind of talking. But I think Aniyah Smith and Taryn Arnold will be matched up, which would be a great matchup. Okay, question number 3. Alabama wins this game if?
Our offensive line blocks well.
Oh, I love it.
Protect the quarterback.
Great. And how about the snaps, right? I mean, that was something that Coach Saban said is going to be addressed. Jalen Milroe, and the leader of the team, he said that the snaps are on him. Look, it's probably a combination of Seth and Jalen. And look, it was loud in Stark Vegas. It's going to be double that at College Station. Jimbo Fisher, I'm sure everybody saw the press conference. He knows every single thing about this team. It was pretty impressive to see him kind of run through the roster on offense and on defense, to be quite honest. And I'm sure that's how most coaches are, but still, good to look at that. So he knows, if he knows every single thing about Bama, he knows that one of the things is that the crowd, the 12th man, going to play a role into that snapping. So they have to be able to do that too. So I like that. In the offensive line, Caden Proctor did play really well in this last game, and he is trending up as well, which is great. Okay, so your anxiety level for this game is, let's go on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being like you're freaked out.
I'll go with a 1. You say scale 1 to 10, I'll go for 1.
Yeah. Oh, I like it. Yeah, cool in big games, right?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I love big games, Kyle.
All right. And and you know what? That was so Taryn Arnold, they asked him about last year's game when Texas A&M is going for the win and they have an opportunity to beat Alabama. And Coach, he said that Taryn Arnold said that Pete Golding called a timeout. And Coach Saban said, we're going to play man. And he's like, this is the type of reason you come to Alabama, to play in these type of games. And if you believe in yourself and you can perform at that high of a level. So I love the anxiety level. And that's something that we've seen from some of these Alabama greats. Like, you never saw anxiety from Devontae Smith, from Bryce Young, right? Those guys were cool as it gets in high pressure situations. Okay. And finally, so I know you gave me your game score earlier, but give me your game score one more time. Did you say 31-14?
Yeah, I said 31-14 Alabama.
Okay, 31-14 Alabama. Hey, I appreciate you leading off the show. Thank you for talking Alabama football
Kyle.
with me, and
buddy.
I appreciate it. Hey, you're from Leeds, right?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, if you see Toby from Leeds, Toby is one of our biggest fans. I'm sure you know who Toby is, right?
Hey, Yeah. I will see him Saturday. We're going to watch the game together.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Look, you're lucky because Toby is one of the biggest fans. He's a huge fan of me, but honestly, I'm a big fan of Toby. So, Toby, I know you're out there watching our show. I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna see you Saturday too, Toby. No, I will see you at the next home game, Toby. I know you're watching. I know you're gonna text me. But thank you so much. And hey, please give Toby my best.
I will. Roll Tide.
All right, roll Tide to you, man. All right, see ya. Okay, we got a 703, a 256, and a 334 inside the call queue. Kyle Henderson at BAMA Football on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe. I appreciate you guys joining me tonight. Give me a roll tide inside the comment box. Let me know where you guys are watching from. Alabama commit Ryan Williams, class of 2025, released his midseason highlights. I have a video coming on that tomorrow. The kid is unbelievable. That is the speed that we need. Now, look, Alabama has some very fast wide receivers this year. Isaiah Bond is one of them. Still leading the team in receptions. Got to get the football to him. That's in my opinion. I think you got to get the ball to Jermaine Burton. And Burton only played in 9 snaps in this last game. And Coach Saban was asked about Jermaine Burton and kind of the health status of Burton. And he said that he got kind of rolled up on. Well, Saban didn't say that, but I think he got rolled up on. And they wanted to see his progress, but he should be good for this Saturday. Very important because he's playing at such a high level. We go back to the phone lines with the 703, and we start right now. Hey, what's going on? You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who I'm on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
Hey, Kyle. This is Crimson Blood 22 from Fredericksburg, Virginia. How are you tonight?
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you very much for calling into the show. There's a lot to dive into as Alabama heads to College Station to take on the Aggies, who surprisingly aren't ranked right now. And it's interesting that 2 things. Number one, they weren't ranked the last time that Alabama went to College Station. And the last time that Alabama played them, if I'm not mistaken, Texas A&M was also playing with a backup quarterback, which is the exact same thing which is happening now. But anyways, welcome to the show. Take it away.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go with your slide deck there on You Make the Call.
Okay, yeah.
Number one, get the ball to Robbie Oates or the tight end.
Love it.
In general. Number 2, defensive MVP will be Kool-Aid. Number 3, Alabama wins if they stay on an offensive schedule. 3 and 3, 3 and 2.
Okay.
We just need to not be behind the chains.
Mm-hmm.
My anxiety level, your anxiety level is at probably borderline general anxiety disorder. Texas A&M gives me a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
Like I almost don't even like watching the game because the crowd is just so amped up and they're on top of each other. My game score is going to be Bama 24-20.
24-20. That's Crimson Blood 2-2 from Fredericksburg. Nice. I kind of like how you went through the slide deck. So if you don't mind, I might pepper you with a couple questions regarding your answers. Now, Robbie Oates is an H-back. I like the fact that he's been utilized this year in a couple different ways, and he doesn't have an overwhelming amount of receptions. But why do you think that it's important for Alabama to get the football to Robbie Oates, who's almost 265 pounds?
I just think he's going to be a mismatch. They're going to have to use him on the chip blocks, but he can just, sort of pull out, and Jalen Milroe can use him as like a safety valve. So I really think it's sort of an unchecked mismatch, and I think it's something that they could really take advantage of.
You are the second call in a row to choose their defensive MVP as Kool-Aid. I said earlier that Kool-Aid's been playing at a high level. He just hasn't had kind of that pick six or that punt return. He's capable to do that anytime. Why do you feel that Kool-Aid is the defensive MVP in this particular game?
A few reasons.
I think we just got cut out a little bit.
As opposed to
start over. Start over on Kool-Aid because you kind of cut out a little bit.
Oh, sorry about that. I was just going to say that Kool-Aid, as opposed to last year, he's kind of started off slow and has been watching some of the punts go by, and his timing, I think, has been off. But I think he's due. I think he's due for a good game, and I also think there's a lot of love being shown towards Terrion Arnold, and these guys are very competitive. And I think he's ready to have a breakout game.
Okay. All right. I like it. I mean, Kool-Aid, always been a fan of Kool-Aid in the high level that he plays with. And I think him and that entire secondary can continue to do a great job. Your score prediction was 24-20. You have it tight. Vegas has it tight as well. I got disconnected, but I'll be right back and I'll take my next caller on the other side. Just give me one more second. It's the internet. Things happen. I'll be right back. Give me just 2 seconds. You know what? I used to get kind of annoyed. Like, look, we fight through all of these drive killers. We're gonna use that, as Saban said, because look, it's the internet and things happen. And I used to get really upset about those things that happen, but it's like, dude, it's the internet. We move past them. I'm not gonna stress out about things that I can't control. But I can control my output and how I'm riding with the show. And I think so far we are absolutely crushing this show. Feel good. And let's continue to get after it. That we'll consider those like things that were trying to stop us, but they're not going to kill us. So we move on to our next caller. It's a 256. Let's get it. Hey, good evening. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
Hey, Cal. This is Danny Collis from Tuscaloosa.
Hey, what's up, Danny? I appreciate you calling in, man. Welcome to the show. I hope you're having a good evening.
Yeah, I am. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. You know, like, so I run this all myself, and sometimes you run into these technical difficulties, like I've been getting disconnected and stuff like that, but you have to fight through those type of things, and it's like it's minuscule compared to like larger issues. So I love doing the show, and I'm happy to be back doing the show. And I'm glad that you called in tonight. So the weather was great here in Tuscaloosa, as you know, Danny. And welcome to the show, man. Take it away.
Yes. So, I've been looking at stuff. A lot of people don't know this. Last year, Kevin Steele was at Miami. Mm-hmm. When Miami went to A&M, I'm looking at the stat. Max Johnson was a starting quarterback. Mm-hmm. He had for 10 completions. And he had 140 yards and 1 touchdown. And the game was 17-9. Mm-hmm. And the only playmaker was Dominique Eightain and Anaya Smith. Mm-hmm. And Kevin Steele was shutting that team down. Mm-hmm. And this was with lesser talent. Mm-hmm. Now he got the best talent in the country. Well, one of the best talent in the country. You got Kool-Aid, you got Terrion Arnold, you got Malachi Moore, you got Caleb Downs. Mm-hmm. If you got at least 2 lockdown corners on this team, it's a wrap because the secondary is playing lights out. Mm-hmm. The linebackers are getting in the gaps. They're getting to the quarterback. Mm-hmm. And if Jalen can just be more a little patient and just stop thinking run first to the outside and look downfield and get his reads, we can win this game by a blowout. Because Max Johnson hasn't played he played Alabama when he was at LSU, but that was with Pete Golden. And he knows that Kevin Steele is the defensive coordinator, and he's got better talent. Mm-hmm. And he knows that Kevin Steele shut him down it was last year, yeah.
On the line with Danny calling in from Tuscaloosa. I appreciate you calling in. I think that the good thing about this team was the way that the offensive line has been trending upward along with the passing game. And I think that the running game is really starting to be the main identity of this team, which there's nothing wrong about because and I say that from the offensive side because we know that the overall identity is the defense. The defense is playing at such a high level, and it's really good to see kind of that Alabama defense back. And that's allowed Alabama's offense to try to figure out itself. And look, Jalen has been trending upwards, and those wide receivers are just kind of waiting for their opportunity. There's plenty of them to get the ball to. Isaiah Bond could have a breakout game. Jermaine Burton could have a breakout game. And to the point that you said, look, Anaya Smith and, some of their other weapons that last time, Alabama was able to Texas A&M was able to get the ball to them, and it's a tough environment to play at. Max Johnson is a good quarterback, but I think the thing that I'm excited about, Danny, is the fact that Alabama's pass rush has sacked the quarterback 9 times in the last 2 games. Jimbo Fisher knows that. And I think they once again have to get heat on Max Johnson. He fumbled twice against Arkansas. I watched that game. You got to get to him. I think they can. And in my opinion, that's probably the biggest catalyst to why Alabama wins a highly contested game in College Station. But I have this slide deck of graphics that I've been asking the callers. If you don't mind, do you mind if I ask you these, Danny? There's just 1 through 5. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So Alabama has to get the football to who?
They have to get the football to what's his name? Amari Niblack?
Yep, Amari Niblack. Yeah, tight end. Yep. Okay, I agree with that. And Coach Saban,
they got to get the ball. Yeah, they got to get the ball to him because he's a mixed mess. I mean, this guy is is he 6'6", 6'5", and he runs a fast 40. Mm-hmm. He plays like a receiver. Mm-hmm. If what's his name, Tommy Reese, can start getting him open more, because everybody's watching out for Jason McClellan, Malik Benson, Burton, Isaiah Bond. They really forget about Amari Niblack. They don't really pay too much close attention to him.
Yep.
If they start doing that, that's going to be some problems, because now A&M has more to worry about, and they should start doing more screen passes as well.
I don't know if you saw this, Danny. I'm sure you did. But this last game, it was a little bit of creativity where they had Amari Niblack come out and he ran a jet sweep. And I was like, hey, you know, that's not bad. Like, find ways to get the playmakers the football. Amari Niblack is certainly a weapon for Alabama. And like you said, he's kind of a hybrid between a tight end and a wide receiver. And I like that call of getting the ball to him. Okay, so who is your defensive MVP for this game? Or who will be?
Defensive, I think it'll be Caleb Downs, because there's something about this kid. Like, that Texas game really made him grow. I'm not gonna lie, that Texas game made him grow, and he's playing like a total different level. And that's what I'm trying to tell people also. Yes, A&M played a good team, but they got torched. Alabama really came back in that game. It was penalties that messed them up, but that game really made the defense grow. And the way I seen Ole Miss torching LSU, I'm like, how in the world do we hold these boys to 10 points?
Right? Yeah, I know. I was thinking the same thing too. I couldn't believe it, because, I mean, specifically in that second half, Alabama just really shut down Ole Miss. So to see them go that next week and put up all those points over LSU, well, it was a kind of a fireworks show between those two teams. It was still, credit to Alabama's defense. Okay, Alabama wins this game if
we don't turn the ball over and we minus the sacks.
Yep. Yeah. The turnovers are going to be monumental in this game. Monumental. Okay. Yeah. Your anxiety level with 10 being the highest.
I'll say around 6, but I'm thinking, like, I'm trying to get the positive and then think about the little negatives, but I'm really focused on the positive. Like I was saying, I trust my defense more than A&M's. Yeah, A&M has a good front seven, but secondary has been getting torched. Their secondary has been getting torched. And if Jalen can just throw the ball a little bit better in that secondary and grow some confidence, I don't see how we can lose, because Mac Johnson, he's going to get fresh, and he's going to probably look one-dimensional, because, like I said, Kevin Steele has played against this kid before. And he knows against this team when he was playing at Miami last year. And this was with lesser talent.
Your game score prediction is what? What you got?
I'll say 27-17.
27-17. Okay, Danny has it as a 10-point win in College Station. All right, Danny. Well, I appreciate you playing You Make the Call with me right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Please call in again. I appreciate the back and forth, and roll tide to you.
Roll Tide, man.
All right. Danny calling from Tuscaloosa. We got a 334, a 470, a 731, and an 832 inside the call queue. I'll get to you guys in just a second. My name is Kyle Henderson of BAMA Football on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe. Let's get to 100,000 subscribers by December. That is definitely the goal. 223 inside. Let's get 223 thumbs up on this video. And let me know where you guys are watching from, and let me know how you guys see it on the graphic. Who does Alabama have to get the ball to? Who is going to be the defensive MVP? And Alabama wins if. How about we highlight that one? Number 3 right here in the comment box. Alabama wins if. Okay, you guys finish the sentence. And we go back to the phone lines and we take a 3-3-4 and we start right now. Hey, thank you for being patient. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
Yo, Kyle, this is Rod from Montgomery.
Hey, what's up? You say Rob, right?
Rod, R-O-D.
Okay, what's up, Rod? I appreciate you calling in from Montgomery, man. Hope you're having a really good Wednesday evening. Thanks for joining me, man. Take it away.
Yes, sir, man. First, I want to say, man, I love the show, man. I watch it all the time.
Yeah.
See all the callers and everything, man. You're doing a great job, man. But secondly, man, I just want to say I just don't believe in A&M.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't believe in them, man. Like, the Anaya Smith, Yaver, and you got Mike from SEC talking, man. Like, we'll get beat by 14 points, man. Like, I just don't see it, man. They only play Arkansas and Auburn, man. Those teams aren't looking like nothing offensively. You know what I'm saying? Like, no threats at all, man. Like, so that defense can tee off on teams like that with no offensive presence. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have nobody to throw it to, and then in Arkansas has the quarterback, but you know what I'm saying, they don't have the line. They don't have the schemes to go against that, man. Like, see, I think more logically when I'm watching football, man. Like, I'm dialed in, but I just don't believe in the secondary for Aggies. I don't believe in their defensive line. They say they're pretty good, but I think my offensive line is better, and I think we're molding and gelling together, you know what I'm saying? And I think everybody is on the same point right now, man. As far as Tommy Reese, man, he's doing a better job. And I just want to see, like, I let everything play out, so I don't really want to say too much. I just really want to see the game Saturday, basically.
You know, and we're on with Rod from Montgomery. I appreciate you calling in. Thanks for the comments earlier, man. I really appreciate that. As Danny was saying earlier, when I asked him about his anxiety level, which is the number 4 question on tonight's You Make the Call, he said it's less because of the defense that Alabama has. And I kind of feel the same way. Like, the defense is playing at such a high level, almost to, like, you know, elite status, to where you have a lot of confidence in them, knowing that they're going to create a lot of opportunities for this offense to kind of settle in an environment like Kyle Field, because you have to limit mistakes. There's going to be some times that there might be a drive killer or two, but the defense is that good that they can bend and they won't break. So I think that kind of calms down everybody's anxiety when you look to a game like this. So if you don't mind, I'm going to let you make the call. I'm going to ask you 5 questions. Is that cool?
Oh, that's fine, man.
Okay. All right. So Alabama has to get the football to who?
We have to get the ball to Now Black. But also, we have to get the ball to Burton, man. Burton is playing at a high level.
100%.
And you do not want to calm him down when he's on fire like that.
All right, so get the football to Amari Black. I think you're the second caller to say that. Okay, the defensive MVP will be.
It's kind of hard to say, because I put it like this. My first defensive player, man, I got to give it to Malachi, because I think he will be on the Anaya Smith, like, especially at that star position. You know, he could play line up against those slot backs. So I would give it to Malachi, but also I got to give it to the whole D line as a whole, because we got to get pressure on Matt Johnson. If we don't, you know, we seen what he can do.
Question number 3: Alabama wins this game if
we limit the turnovers. If we have no turnovers in Kyle Field, we should win pretty good.
Question number 4, your anxiety level for this. I think this question's hilarious. Your anxiety level for this.
I don't feel no way towards Texas A&M, especially after Anaya Smith made that comment, man. So I'm where the play. To be honest, Kyle, I'm where the players here is at, man.
Yeah.
So my anxiety, I don't even have any right now.
All right, cool. I love it, man. Okay, and finally, your game score.
I 28-10, man. I think we keeping. I don't know what it is about that 10 mark, but I think we're gonna keep him at that 10 mark, man. I don't know what it is about the defense, but the secondary is elite. You can't throw on them.
Yep.
The cornerbacks are locked down. You cannot throw on them. The linebackers are, oh my God, the linebackers are playing at a high level, bro. Like, and the D line, man. Like, I think this team is one. It probably don't seem like it on paper and stats, but this team is talented than most teams that we had that won the championship.
Wow,
that's crazy to say.
Yeah. So on that defensive line, though, because you're right, like we've hyped the secondary and we've talked about the linebackers. It's crazy. Like even Jimbo Fisher pointed this out. He's like, you sub out Deontay Lawson, who we still don't really know a status update on. Coach Saban provided a small update. He said he's able to practice, but doesn't know his like exact, what level he can contribute at before Saturday. So I don't know if that's even probable. I have no idea. But I was walking into the football complex on Tuesday, and as I opened, I was walking towards the door, and Tim Keenan was outside. And man, Tim Keenan, dude, he's huge. And he actually opened he used his key card because you have to be buzzed in. But he used his key card and he opened the door. And I was like, yo, Tim, I was like, keep up the good work. Everybody's seen it, because a lot of those guys down in the trenches, they don't get that notoriety, right? Like that's just how football is, unfortunately. But Tim Keenan, man, he has the second most quarterback pressures behind Dallas Turner, believe it or not. So, I mean, the dude is playing at a very high level. I like everything that he brings, man. So I appreciate you kind of bringing up that defensive line, because all of them collectively are playing great, man. So, Rod, I appreciate you calling from Montgomery. I'm going to get to my next caller, but please call again next time. And thanks for the comments earlier in the show, man.
Sure, man. Kyle, keep it up, man. Roll Tide.
Yeah, roll Tide to you, man. Appreciate it. We got a super chat. Hey, thank you very much, Tyler. Appreciate you joining us tonight. Roll Tide to you. Appreciate the feedback on the show. Thank you very much. Put a lot into it. So super chat goes a long way, and we really appreciate it. And with that, we go right back to the phone lines with the 731. Hey, good evening. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
Alex from Savannah, Tennessee.
Did you say Ellis?
Alex from Savannah, Tennessee.
Alex, I should know already, man. We're like fam. All right, so Alex from Savannah, I appreciate you calling in, man. Welcome to the show. Take it away, man.
Want me to answer the questions first, or what do you want me to do?
No. I want you to kind of give me your opening assessment. We got, let me ask you this before we dive into the questions, because I like that you make the call. I'm gonna have to do this every show. What were your thoughts on Terrion Arnold's interview? Like, it was almost like he knew the answers before the test.
Wait, what did you say?
What did you think about Terrion Arnold's interview? Because I said it's like he knew the answers before the test.
I might have to rewatch that. I think I know what you're talking about. But,
okay, so let me kind of preface this. If you guys have not watched Terrion Arnold's interview, I posted it on the YouTube channel. So every single question, because these players, they're not accustomed to being in the limelight, answering questions. There's like 25 reporters. I get it. It can get a little bit overwhelming. They're doing a great job, and they do go through media training through the University of Alabama. With that said, Terrion Arnold had this interview on Tuesday, and it was probably one of the best interviews that I've ever seen an Alabama football player conduct ever. So like, it was like, because the reporter, he probably fielded like, I don't know, 8 to 9 questions, and every single question he hit it out the park. So that's what I was going to say. But what's kind of on your mind before we dive into these questions going into this game, Alex? I see that the line now is 1.5, so they expect it to be super tight. At least Vegas does.
Well, what do you think about what do you think Texas A&M is going to do to us? Like, what do you think what threat they propose?
Well, I think it has to be on the defensive side of the ball, right? Because, offensively, we know what Texas A&M has, and they have a backup quarterback. Look, I think Max Johnson's a pretty good quarterback. Even Coach Saban said that today, and I don't think that's just coach speak. I mean, the guy threw for 200 yards when he was with LSU. Anaya Smith, I mean, he returned a punt, very dangerous wide receiver. So I think from the defensive side, their goal has to be to create turnovers for Jalen Milroe. They have to try to, prove that narrative is true, and they have to be able to jump on any sort of turnover, and they have to be able to stop Alabama's run game, which I think is going to be tough to do, and Alabama has to be able to hit them over the top with some big plays. But I think if you're Texas A&M, you're going in there and you're like, look, make Jalen Milroe beat us, period. And I think he can do that. He did that last year when he played Jimbo Fisher. Jimbo Fisher, oddly enough, faced him last year when Bryce Young went out, so there is some history. I asked Jimbo about that during SEC Media Days. What's it like preparing for Jalen Milroe? Can you imagine? It must be terrible. You're like, okay, who's 230 pounds and can run a 4.4? All right, come out here and run scout team quarterback. It's tough to do. Teams are going to do that, but, Jalen Milroe's trending upwards. He's doing a great job, and I think it's going to be tough. So, yeah, what about you? What do you think Texas A&M is going to do? What do you think kind of the game plan is?
I think the game plan's got to be stopping the run. That's what our offense is right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so they know Jalen Milroe is fast. Everybody knows that. So they're going to try to keep him in the pocket so he doesn't scramble like they did last year. And, well, they're going to try to stop Jace McClellan and going to try to stop Roydell Williams. Just got to stop all of them. And if we have to go to the deep ball, I don't know their secondary that great.
Mm-hmm.
So I really don't know how that would work.
Mm-hmm.
But I know they're going to try their best to keep Jalen Milroe in the pocket.
Right? I mean, yeah. And, I mean, this is the big game. It's another opportunity for him to continue to prove himself. And but I'm with you. I that's the game plan. Make Jalen Milroe beat you with his arm. And Jalen's going to do it in a variety of ways. I mean, I don't like his ceiling is so high still. That's why I'm so excited for him as a player. And there's going to be mistakes. There might be an interception. There might be a couple down the road, but like his ability to be a playmaker and be able to win games for Alabama, he has that specifically with that defense behind him. It gives them a lot of confidence. Okay. So, on with Alex from, Savannah. Let me change that, banner at the bottom.
Yeah, I was about to say that's kind of
okay, that's on me, man. Doing like 5 things at once. Okay, so here we go. You make the call. I'm gonna ask you 5 questions. So here we go. Alabama has to get the football to who?
They got to get the football to Roydell Williams.
Ooh, I like it. Okay, and it's been interesting to watch this offense because they've gone to Jace. And then they've gone to Roydell. And I bet you there's a percentage in the comment box that is like, Justice Haynes. Because did you see when he got in and someone slow-moed one of his runs and they gave it to him and he basically like spun off and put his hand on the ground and kept on moving forward. Did you see that by chance, Alex?
What do you say?
Did you see where Justice Haynes got the football and he was able to run? He put his hand down and like continue for more yards. Did anybody see that inside the comment box?
I did. It kind of shocked me a little bit.
Yeah, the guy's a monster. Okay, so Alabama wins this game if?
They win this game if they can run the ball efficiently and Jalen Milroe can make deep passes.
Okay. All right, I skipped number 2. The defensive MVP of this game will be?
Dallas Turner.
Oh, I love it. Okay, give me more on Dallas Turner. Why? You think he's just playing at an elite level?
I just think he is playing at a very high level right now. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I just don't think their O-line can defend him.
Man, he's been looking so good. Like Alabama released some footage of him this week of practice. I mean, he looks like he's in the NFL. It's crazy. Okay, so your anxiety level on this game, with 10 being that, John, you're just completely stressed out. But so 1 is no anxiety, 10 is like high anxiety.
Okay. I'm not really stressed out. I mean, I don't think I really have any anxiety. The anxiety level might be a 3.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Might be an excitement. Might be an 8.
Okay. I like that. Okay. Yeah. I have very high excitement for this game. It's going to be, anytime these two teams clash, I think it's because of like Jimbo, Texas A&M. I don't know, over there at Kyle Field. I mean, that it's a certainly exciting game. Okay. So, and lastly, what is your game prediction score?
The final prediction. This is hard. I really don't know. I don't see the defense giving up more than 10 points or 14 points.
Okay.
I think we'll win by at least 2 touchdowns. So I'm going to say borderline worst defensive game we have. I say 28-14 or 35-14.
Okay. 35-14. Okay. I like it. Okay, Alex. Well, I appreciate you calling in. Please call in again next time, and always appreciate your support.
All right. Thank you, Kyle. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide to you. All right. That was one of our good callers, Alex. We have an 832, a 337, and a 502 inside the call queue. I'll get to you guys as we move forward right here on BAMA Football on YouTube. Hey, I appreciate you guys supporting the channel very much. Hit the thumbs up, like, and subscribe. It makes a great deal when you guys do subscribe. You can turn on the bell so you receive all the notifications. We've had some very popular videos this week that we've posted on our YouTube channel, and we appreciate all your guys' support. Alabama versus Texas A&M, October 7th. This is this Saturday at 2:30 p.m. TV is CBS. The game, Alabama favored by 1.5. Did you guys see the kickoff time from Arkansas? It'll be Alabama hosting Arkansas for homecoming at 11 a.m. I thought that game would be at least at 6. But 11 a.m. homecoming. Okay, so is what it is. Alabama will be hosting Sam Pittman, KJ Jefferson, what should be a great game. Arkansas has played Alabama well the last couple years. I think they're a quality team led by a quality coach. And in fact, Arkansas and Texas A&M, I watched that game this past Saturday. Arkansas had 2 late turnovers and a drop touchdown pass. Things just didn't go their way there at the end, but, I thought they played all right, and they played Texas A&M well. So I think whatever that 10-point score, I think it was much closer than that. Let's go back to the phone lines, 832. Let's start right now. Good evening. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
My name is Mike, and I'm from Austin, Texas.
Mike from Austin, Texas. I appreciate you calling in.
Yes.
Welcome to the show, and, take it away, man.
Thank you. Well, Kyle, to be honest with you, I'm going to go to question number 4. My anxiety level is pretty high in this game, and I'll tell you why, man, because Bama's offense still worries me a little bit. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a Bama fan. There's a lot of Bama fans here in Texas, and I'm one of them. But do you know Alabama, the 5 games Alabama's played so far, they've only put up more than 400 yards one time. All the last 4 games they played, not the first one. I think the first one was Middle Tennessee State. Bama only put up 430 yards total on offense. Since then, they've yet to break 400 yards on offense. So their offense worries me a little bit. And I know they're getting better, and and the offensive line's getting better, and they're coming along. But I'll tell you, a lot of Bama fans are more confident than I am about this game because that bulletin board material, that A&M player, that's just confidence to me. And what played out, between Nick Saban and Dumbo, Jimbo, a year or 2 ago, that's enough bulletin board material to last 10 years right there. So this game doesn't need more bulletin board material. But like I say, Bama's offense, I mean, if they can get it going, they have a chance of winning, but my anxiety level, it's higher than most Bama fans. I can tell you that.
Okay. All right. So let's kind of walk back. Then we have question 1, 2, 3, and 5 still to ask. And we're on with Mike from Austin. Appreciate you calling in. But before we get to those questions, I have a question for you that doesn't pertain to these 5. It pertains to the Texas Longhorns and kind of the water cooler talk around Austin. Do you get a sense that this team, if they beat Oklahoma this weekend, and that should be a highly contested game, do you feel that, if they're able to win that game, that this team feels that they can go undefeated the rest of the way into the Big 12 championship?
Yeah, I think they can, and they think they can too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if they get past this undefeated Oklahoma team, it's going to be a good, tough game for them. But yeah, they can win out the Big 12, because really after that, the tough games they got left are TCU and Texas Tech, and both them teams are very average this year. And then they'll have a conference championship game. But yeah, I mean, as far as all indicators, what I'm seeing, they're very confident they can win out. And Texas has a good team, man. I mean, we can't take that away from them. They showed up and they straight up beat Alabama, and I'm a Bama fan, and I got to admit what played out there. They straight up beat Alabama, and I think what happens is Texas's starters, their number ones are as good as anybody in the country. What they lack a little bit is depth on some positions, but their number ones are as good as anybody in the country. And on top of that, they got an excellent quarterback. They got their quarterback is excellent. He's a 3-year starter now, and and the team is on a mission. I mean, they're on a mission, but kind of a chip on their shoulder a little bit. You know how college football is. That's a lot of it right there. Is you got to be playing with the intensity. And the execution, I guess. But yeah, I can totally see Texas winning the Big 12. Barring some this weekend, I think they'll beat Oklahoma, but I don't know. And barring some disaster like getting caught a trap game and getting beat by somebody like Houston Cougars or somebody, or BYU. I think they play BYU as well. But yeah, they're very capable of winning now. Because like I said, they won in Tuscaloosa, and that shows you what they're capable of right there. They have all the ingredients, including a good coach, man. Stark's a good coach. And, the only reason he ended up in Texas is because of the personal problems that he had. Then he went to coach boot camp out there with Nick Saban and ended up in Texas. He's an excellent coach, man. So it's but yeah, I can totally see Texas winning out and going. And with that being said, my perfect world, I hope Bama wins out too and gets another shot up in the championship game. That's what I'd like to see. But first things first, man. Bama's got to get by A&M, because we talked about a few of last week or whatever. There is no margin of error for Alabama. There is no margin of error. Come on, they've only lost one game, and they're number 12 in the country. Can't even break the top 10. And it's not like they lost to a nobody team. They lost to a good team in Texas. So in my opinion, the media and the committee, whoever, is looking for a reason to keep Bama out, looking for a reason to. And if Bama loses another game, then that'll be the reason to keep Bama out right there, rightfully so or not. I don't know. But yeah, man. Yeah, but just the bottom line is, yeah, Texas is good, dude. This is their year. So I'm not a Texas Longhorns fan, but like I said, I got to call it the way I see it,
Yeah, that's fine. And I think someone pointed out in the comment box, I think it's Bama fan right here, said that out of the teams within the top 5, that Texas has the best win out of any teams that we're kind of talking about within those top 5s, including Georgia. I know that Georgia had to come back to beat Auburn. Brock Bowers went into 4-wheel drive. But I think when Texas was able to beat Alabama, that kind of shows you, how good that group is, and credit to them. I mean, the coach, like you said, is doing a great job. I think so many people have a great respect for Steve Sarkisian. And look, this is another opportunity for Texas to prove that this is their team. And, everybody's going to be watching that game against Oklahoma. Okay, so back to you, make the call. You already said that you have high anxiety for this game. So let me ask you questions 1, 2, 3, and 5. And we start with number 1. Who does Alabama have to get the ball to this weekend against Texas A&M?
They got to get the ball to the wide receivers. I mean, Bama's got to put up a few points. They got to get the ball, whoever that wide receiver is going to be, whether it's going to be Burton or whether it's going to be the other Isaiah Bond, I think it is. They got to get the ball to these wide receivers, and they've got to open up the passing game a little bit. And the reason why A&M's got an excellent defensive front, if they make Bama one-dimensional, it's going to be a tough road to hoe for Bama if they make Bama one-dimensional. So they've got to get the ball. Bama's got to get the ball to the wide receivers.
Who is going to be your defensive MVP, or who do you think will be a defensive MVP against Texas A&M?
Well, I'm going to go with Kool-Aid. And the reason why is because, Max Johnson, awesome name, by the way. Max Johnson, he's a little turnover prone, and so I do think Bama can intercept this guy. And I think he was a second string quarterback. Oh, by the way, too, last time that Texas A&M beat Alabama, they had the second string quarterback. Texas A&M had the second string quarterback there too. I forget the guy's name, but his name was Calzone or something. With all due respect,
Zach Calzada.
There you go, man. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, Zach. So he was a second string guy. So, but anyway, I think Kool-Aid. I think he's going to have a breakout game, and hopefully, God, I hope he does. Has a breakout game, gets an interception. It'd be awesome for him to get 2 interceptions and just kind of, cause this guy. I think it's going to be a close game. It's like one of your callers said a few minutes ago. It may come down to turnovers. So I'm going with the Kool-Aid as a defensive MVP.
Okay, we got Alabama wins this game if
they score 25 points or more. Alabama's going to win this game. That's because Bama's defense is obviously excellent. I mean, I think that they're like you point out, they're excellent across the board. I think statistically, nationally, and the number one defense in the SEC and also in the country. So I think their defense is going to be there. So if Bama can score, if the offense can score more than 25 points, then I think Bama's going to win the game.
Okay. All right. And so with that said, I guess your game score is what?
25-22, Alabama.
Okay, so there you go. All right, Mike. I appreciate you calling in. Go ahead. Make your last point, Mike.
Well, Kyle, I enjoy watching your show, and I watch you on YouTube a lot. And apparently, my algorithms, they like you because every time I go on YouTube, there you are. Yeah. And you have been putting out some good content lately, man. So just keep up the good work, and like I say, because you have good information on Alabama, a lot of good, maybe inside information. You've been posting some good stuff, so I enjoy watching the show. Like I said, on YouTube, enjoy calling in, talking to you. But all right, man, take care, and God bless you, and roll Tide.
All right. God bless and roll Tide, man. Take it easy. Mike calling in from Austin, Texas. We got a super chat in from Agent Z. I appreciate the 5 spot. Hey, Kyle, found you through Orange Bloods earlier this season, and great show. I'm pulling for the Tide to win. Hey, what's up, Agent Z? Yeah, it's fun rapping with the Orange Bloods guys. Catch. I've known Catch for such a long time, and big fan of what they continue to do. Them and Anwar. That's an inside joke for the Texas guys because I said Anwar, but it's Anwar. Those guys are really respected. I mean, Anwar has done such a great job, so appreciate you guys, and I bet you guys are pulling for Alabama to win. It only makes that Texas resume look better, so I appreciate the 5 spot, and catch you guys some other time on Orange Bloods. All right, we got another 5 spot. Thank you very much for the super chat. All super chats greatly appreciated. We're doing You Make the Call tonight. These are our 5 questions that we have posed right here. You can call in and get those You Make the Call assessments to the show. We got a 337, a 502, a 470, and a 256. We'll take the 337, and we'll start right now. All right, good evening. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who I'm on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
David from Louisiana.
David is calling from Louisiana. It's that time, David. How you been? And it's Texas A&M and Bama week.
Yeah, I've been pretty good. Been a long day working some jobs and stuff. So I own my own business. So, I get out there and help, and usually I do most of the work. So
hey, tell me about it, man. You're you're looking at the mirror right here. I do all the work myself too. Feels good though. Sleep good. Sleep good when you do your own stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it.
That's right.
So
That's right.
with that said, what's on your mind
Well,
as we kind of turn our page to A&M and Jimbo Fisher and Anais Smith and, you know, the 12th man?
Did you read that article about, I can't remember who wrote the article, but they asked Milroe about the snaps, and he put all the blame on himself.
Yeah.
You know, and I understand, you know, miscommunication, you know, might say a little bit louder than, you know, clap, you know, 2 or 3 times or whatever and just get off pace. But I always thought it might have been Seth worried about missing his block, you know, because that's a tough position to play. A lot of people don't understand how being a center is. You got a ball in your hand, and then you got to make sure you get it to the quarterback, then you got to get up and block. But my biggest concern right now with Alabama is, and they've improved some. They've actually improved some on the offensive line. This defense that they're saying that Texas A&M's got is going to be good, is so good and legit and all that. I ain't seen no Texas A&M games or anything, but over the past 5 games, Alabama's offensive line has allowed 20 sacks. 20 sacks. I ain't heard of that under Saban. My God, 20 sacks. If they don't step it up, it's going to be a long, long day. It's going to be a long, long day. I'm excited about the game. I am excited about the game. I'm always excited, especially when we win. But I just hope everybody performs like they're supposed to. That's my biggest key, you know, biggest thing. Everybody on both sides of the ball performs like they're supposed to. And I want to see this fiery, what is he, about 5'9", 5'10", head coach on the sideline, jumping, throwing headphones across the field and stuff. I want to see that, because it seems like when that happens over the years, whenever they're messing up and he starts screaming, yelling, and ranting and raving and everything, seems like the team gets it, you know, because I don't think they want to be running, doing bear crawls all next week and stuff like that. But let me get to them little quick questions.
Okay, let me let me lead off. I'll ask you number 1, and who does Alabama have to get the football to in this game?
Whoever's open.
Okay.
Period. Whoever's open.
I like
Milroe is going to have pressure, and he needs to not just scan at one person. I know he's doing better, but I mean, if them safeties drop down and start coming in, or corners start coming in, you might have a tight end open, and you're trying to throw to a wide receiver who's covered, but you got Dupree or Ooch that is open. You've got to get to whoever is open. You know, you've got to scan the field, and I believe he's going to do fine. But that's my biggest thing. Whoever's open is who gets the ball.
Who do you think could be the defensive MVP in this game?
I'm sorry, everybody. I know a lot of folks are high on Kool-Aid, but I'm not. He ain't impressed me too much so far this year. He needs to leave that $50,000 jewelry sitting in his locker room or at home or whatever and quit showing it off. That's what the NIL's done, in my opinion. But I'm big on Terrion Arnold. I mean, he has stepped up. It's either going to be Terrion Arnold, Moore, or down. It's going to be one of those 3. But I'm big on Terrion Arnold right now. He kind of messed up a little bit earlier in the year against Texas with the pass interference calls, but now he's playing like he's been a 5th year in the NFL almost. I mean, he's stepped it up big time. He's locked down big time.
Alabama wins this game if
everybody plays consistently and we don't have stalled drives in the red zone, especially on a 1st and goal on the 1 yard line. No sense in being in shotgun when you got 350 plus pound linemen that should be able to push whoever through the goalpost. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows what I'm saying on that.
Okay.
Just no drive, no drive should be stalled. We need to perform. We need to get it ball. It's going to be a knockdown drag out.
Drive killers. That's what Coach Saban's calling them. Okay, and then your anxiety level, with 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest.
20. Ever since the USF game, and we struggled against them, you never know what Alabama you're going to get from week to week. So, and Kyle Field is not no joke. Everybody, it's just, I've been there one time, and I put it right up there with LSU Stadium and LSU's. And I don't know if how many of y'all been there, but I'm being serious. LSU Stadium is extremely loud, and Kyle Field's going to be loud. But since this game, since the USF game and everything, it's you just never know what Alabama team you're going to get from week to week. So far, they've improved, and I hope they keep on improving. But it's way up there. It doesn't matter who they play. They can play y'all's local high school team, and my anxiety's always up to that way.
And then,
it just is.
Finally, what is your game prediction? The score.
Oh, Lord have mercy. All right, let's see. I'm going to go 23 Alabama. A&M possibly 16 or 19. I believe there's going to be more field goals than touchdowns. Wow. I honestly do. And I'm glad we have Will Reichard. Unless something happens drastically and these wide receivers, I'm not worried about the run game.
Mm-hmm.
Over the past several weeks, I have seen these 300-plus pound linemen move defenses and give our running backs 4 or 5 yard carries, 6 yard carries, sometimes 11-yard carries. I'm not worried about that. I'm more worried about the pass. If they can block consistently on the pass without the Milroe getting any pressure or a whole lot of pressure, it might be a whole different ball game. It might be 52-16. But until they can play consistently on the pass rush, I got to keep this within 23-16, 23-19. But I hope it's 32-16. But right now, I just don't, because this is the gauntlet of the SEC. It is A&M, Arkansas, Tennessee, LSU. Then we got Auburn. This is going to be the gauntlet to see. And if we get by this game here, I believe we're going to be fine. I believe we will be fine because LSU doesn't have a secondary, and I could probably throw 15 yards down the field. I can't throw like I used to, but I could probably throw 15 yards down the field against their secondary. We all seen that against the Ole Piss game. But this Anus Smith, ain't that his name? Anus? Because he sounds like an Anus, bumping his gums. He's going to find out, hopefully, come Saturday around 2:30 at kickoff. I hope we get several interceptions and we don't turn the ball over and we stay consistent and shut the crowd up. If we can get ahead early and stay ahead and take the crowd out, it's going to make a big difference in that game. But with that being said, God bless everyone. God bless this great country. No matter what anybody thinks, we do live in the greatest country in the world, period. Hands down, we have college football, college baseball, basketball, NFL, all that right here in this country. You can go do what you want to when you want to. And with that being said, roll tide.
Roll tide, see, David. Take it easy, buddy. All right, our good buddy from Louisiana calling in. Got a super chat in from Adam. What's up, Adam? I appreciate your continued support, man. Kyle, I think we should have 4 and 5 wide receiver sets to prevent them from stacking the box, design some bubble screens and slants and RPOs. What do you think? I've thought that Jalen Milroe would really succeed under Alex Gollish's play system where everybody was kind of spread out. Honestly, I mean, look what South Florida was able to do with that quarterback. I mean, Jalen Milroe, and I think it would be interesting to see how Lane Kiffin would design this offense around a quarterback like Jalen Milroe because, look, I get it. Jackson Dart is a good athlete, and who knows who has more accuracy or whatever. I just think from a creative standpoint, Lane Kiffin could do something very dynamic with the quarterback like Jalen Milroe. I think we continue to track Tommy Rees and how creative he can be with the quarterback like Jalen Milroe, but I think that when you look to what's currently happening right now, you're starting to see them get a little bit more creative, and maybe that's by design. Maybe, they're saving some stuff going forward, but we've talked about Tommy Rees, a bunch, all in September. And, is this job a little bit too big for him? Is he overwhelmed? Does he not, is he not vibing with Milroe right now? I don't know, but it seems like we're getting a little bit more creative. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be kind of dialing in on a game like this where Alabama is going to have to throw the football more, you would think. But I don't know. I mean, I would like to see, Alabama get the football to more wide receivers. That's been something that even Saban said today. The passing game is still evolving. How are you going to evolve it in a game where you're going to need to pass the football? Not just this game, other games down the road. I mean, think about the opponents coming up. This is the gauntlet where it starts right now. Texas A&M, Arkansas, Tennessee, open week, LSU. These are pivotal games where Alabama has to be able to play well, running the football, passing the football, and continue that level of play on the defensive side. Appreciate the super chat, man, and thank you for the continued support. We go back to the phone lines at the 502, and we start right now. Hey, thanks for being patient. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who I'm on the line with, and where you calling in from?
Hey, Kyle, this is Mike from Kentucky. How you doing, brother?
Mike, I appreciate it, man. We went from Louisiana. Now we're up in Kentucky, so thanks for joining the show, and it's really good to hear from you. And Alabama will be up in Lexington here soon enough, but we turn the page right now to Texas A&M. So with that, welcome to the show, Mike.
Well, thank you. Well, this is absolutely going to be the most physical game for the rest of the season. Mm-hmm. Texas A&M's played some pretty decent opponents. Miami, Arkansas, Auburn. Auburn ain't no cupcake. And they've done well. They lead the nation in sacks. They're second in the country in tackles for losses. I mean, our O-line showing improvement. They probably played their best half last week against Mississippi State in the second half, but that's Mississippi State. Mm-hmm. I think the offense is going to have to do something to get their linebackers sitting back on their heels. So we can't just let them pin their ears and drop Milroe back in a 5-step drop. That's playing right into the strength of their defense. Mm-hmm. I hope they game plan some way to slow the linebackers down, make them think a little bit. I mean, Milroe's athletic enough. They're going to spy him for sure, but I mean, I don't think we can just line the ball up and just run against them. I mean, not with great success. Mm-hmm. I think that ain't going to get the crowd. We got to do something to get the crowd quiet because there's going to be a madhouse in there. Mm-hmm. Absolute madhouse. I mean, on paper it ain't looking good for the O-line, but they're getting better. They're getting better. I mean, it's all going to come down to play calling. Reese is going to have to do something to keep them linebackers from pinning their ears because they're pretty damn good. Sacking and tackles for losses.
So let me ask you these 5 questions that I've been asking our callers tonight. And I agree with you. The offensive line has been improving. And on my Sunday night show, I showed the grades of Caden Proctor, and he graded out his best game against Mississippi State, which is promising. Running the football has been something that this team has been able to do. But with that said, this is a different caliber of opponent. The best team that they've played since Texas in a challenging environment. Jason, Roydell, the good news, those guys are healthy. And you have Jamiller back. You have Justice Haynes. I mean, there's so many running backs back there. Anyways, you make the call on these questions, and we're on with Mike from Kentucky. Alabama has to get the football to who?
Well, when A&M got beat, they got beat over the top. I think we need to go to the well early, try and get the crowd quiet. We've got some receivers that can get over the top. and I don't think they'll be expecting that. I think we need to get the ball to Bond or maybe Hale, the freshman. Somebody with some wheels. We got to do something to get the crowd out of that game. It's going to be rough if we don't.
Yeah, and I think, and we've talked about this probably every single week going into it, but if the defense can somehow spur a big play in that first quarter, first half, and you saw what it did against Mississippi State. The interception for a touchdown, I mean, those things, they changed the entire atmosphere of the stadium. So if Kool-Aid is able to go for a pick or something like that happens, and it's like a pick six, things change. It takes the sales out of a big stadium like that. So you got to do something early in the first quarter, and that can really impact the entire game. Okay, who could potentially be the defensive MVP in your opinion?
What's that safety's name?
Caleb Downs.
Not Keys, the other one.
Caleb Downs?
I think he gets a pick. I don't know if he's going to take it to the house, but I think he's going to hawk one.
Okay, and Alabama wins this game if
the play calling keeps Texas A&M's defense on their heels a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if they just drop Milroe back in the pocket and let them pin their ears, it ain't going to be good. It ain't going to be good.
So
his game clock's going to really have to step up.
So
they're going to have to get the ball out quick.
So
throw
I take
some slants or something to get them.
So I take it your anxiety level is high.
That ain't nothing but 140 shot of corn won't cure.
Right. All right. And finally, Mike.
There's plenty of it up here in Kentucky.
I'm sure. And finally, what is your game score prediction?
I think we get a late field goal to win it 27-24, about a 52-yarder.
I kind of like that score, 27-24. I mean, Vegas has it by, 1.5, so they expect this game to come down to the wire. It did last year. Terran Arnold even talked about it. He said that Pete Golding called the timeout, and they went man coverage, and I thought that was a ridiculous call by Jimbo Fisher, kind of going with that out route towards, the edge of the goal line, but Terran made a big play. Mike, I appreciate you calling in and talking some Alabama football with me, and let's catch up next time.
All right, brother. Roll Tide to you. Roll Tide, everybody.
Yep. Mike out in Kentucky. We got a 470, a 256, and a 254 coming up next right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I remember that last year when Texas A&M, has the opportunity to win the game, and Alabama calls a timeout, and I just didn't like the play call that Jimbo called, and thankfully it worked out for Alabama. But, the game before that, Alabama loses to A&M in College Station. Last year was tough with Bryce out, but Jalen Milroe came in and got his first win as a quarterback. That was his first start that he's ever had. Did a pretty good job, and, that was kind of the start of what could be, and to see kind of the progress from then to now and see how he continues to improve and how this offensive line improves. Now, in my opinion, I think everything is trending upward except the center position, and I just it concerns me. Like, the snaps are worrisome, and I don't think, because I think in a game like this, a turnover, like on a missed snap, to where if Seth snaps it to Jalen and Jalen drops the ball and Texas A&M jumps on it, it could kill a drive, and it changed the entire momentum. Like, a turnover in this game, that stadium will blow up, and they could have the momentum the rest of the night. So, limit the turnovers like you guys have been saying, but I still am worried about the snaps until I've seen it fixed. And every single week, it's been a problem. Last week, it was a continued problem. And I'm tired of seeing that. And I think you guys are probably too. We go back to the phone lines with the 470, and we start right now. Hey, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson.
Who am
I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
What's up, Kyle? It's Chance from Georgia.
Chance, what's up, man? I appreciate you calling in. Alabama versus Texas A&M this Saturday, 2:30 CBS. Alabama favored by 1.5 points, man. Welcome to the show, and take it away.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if Vegas just has seen the last couple of years where it's always down to a field goal or some bonehead play from Jimbo. But you know what, man? I'm more excited than anything because I think there was something we can all agree on that in Saban's tenure, most times we just kind of, I remember, especially during the 2020 season, I remember there was times I would watch till like halftime maybe, and then just look at the highlights the next day because I was that comfortable with the win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I didn't even bother to really watch it. But this year it feels like it's like coming back, and I'm more excited because I really didn't think we were going to beat Ole Miss. I really didn't. I really thought it was Lane's year to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just so I'm not really nervous. I'm more excited. And I know you're going to get to the questions. So I think it's a run game. I think wear them big guys down up front that they got, because that's really all they got. They don't have a secondary that I know of. I mean, do they? Do they have anybody?
I mean, their pass secondary hasn't been too bad. I mean, look, it's A&M. I mean, I don't know, they've bought all these players or whatever they're doing, kind of in the NIL space.
Right.
I mean, Jim, this is like, and this is important. I want everybody to listen to this and give me feedback on this inside the comment box, okay? And we're on with Chance from Georgia, and you too, Chance. Okay, so in my opinion, I had this graphic up on my last show. I honestly feel that this is almost a kind of save your job for Jimbo Fisher. And the reason I say this is you look at the track record for Jimbo Fisher. He hasn't made the playoffs. He's getting paid, $75 million over a 10-year span. It was the biggest contract at that point, or maybe still is, or whatever. And what has he done to deliver? Right. Texas has the most money. Texas A&M, right? Like the amount of money that the Lone Star State has, like, I get it. Alabama, yeah, you're rich, but you don't have the type of money that Texas has. It's just not, you're never going to have that. So they can pay whatever they want.
That big oil tycoon money.
That's what I'm saying. So my thing is like Jimbo Fisher has to win this game to almost save his job, because what he can say is, I beat Alabama twice and I played them close once. I can continue to steer this ship. If they lose here, they look at the back end of Texas A&M schedule. If someone wants to post it inside the comment box, it's a difficult schedule after Alabama. They're about to go on a gauntlet as well. So if they're not able to get back on track, and I've said this before, look, if anybody can afford Coach Prime, now I don't know, if that was to happen, but if anybody could afford Coach Prime, it's not going to be the Texas Longhorns, because they're probably going to pay Sarkisian whatever he wants. But Texas A&M,
they're keeping Sark.
That's what I'm saying. So, it would be, I think a Texas program could come up with that type of money to get him. But this is a huge game for Jimbo. And I think that he has to almost win this game to be able to prove to everybody, I can still do this. And look, their secondary, their defensive line, their pass rush, they're good. 100, they're good. So they have
they're good, but I mean, they played a pitiful Auburn and a not so great or not good at all offensive line with Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can give it up to KJ Jefferson. I like him. And other quarterbacks in the SEC, there's something about KJ. I like him.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I think it's a shame that he hasn't gotten to, live up to his potential. And because it's not his fault, you know what I mean? But, LSU does not have a good defense, and they gave him hell all night long when they played him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not completely sold on A&M's defensive front. I'm not trying to take nothing away from them, but I think that, they just don't. 30 sacks. What did they get? Like 20 sacks or something like that against Auburn? I don't think it was quite that many, but between Auburn and Arkansas, they got a bunch of sacks. So, but that's I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm not sold on that exactly just yet.
Let's get to the questions. Okay, so Alabama has to get the football to who?
I think it's running backs. I think it's Jace McClellan. McKellen and Roydale. I think they wear them down. Yeah.
And it's been nice to kind of see
And
that,
Jalen.
that it's almost, I mean, if you look at the statistics, it's almost a three-headed monster with those guys running the football, to be honest. I mean, the statistics tell us that.
Yeah.
Like, we're not saying that. The statistics tell us that. Okay, the defensive MVP will be?
I'm going with my boy Malachi. I wanted to say Caleb just because I think he got a, welcome to college football with Texas, and I think he'll have a great game. But I'm on the Malachi train. I love Malachi. I just think that, he's playing lights out right now, and he's brilliant. He sees it. He knows it.
He does.
He can feel it.
And the great thing about Malachi Moore was he came here and then he had that great sophomore season, right? And everybody was calling him, remember, people were calling him Mini Mink and like Mini Minka Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
And then Brian Branch just like blew up. And Brian Branch was like, I'm taking over. And you couldn't do anything about it because Brian Branch just became a monster. And you see what he's doing in the NFL now. Malachi Moore waited, and now he's back. And he's having an exceptional season. So I'm glad you went with Malachi. Okay, Alabama wins this game if?
If they trust each other, you can say turnovers and everything, but trust in what Saban has coached them. What he says.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. Trust in each other and trust. Just trust. Just go out there, have fun, and trust each other. And I think that there's one thing that does wave in our favor is that it's early game. Now, if it was night time and the game started at like 7 o'clock, you know what I'm saying? But it starts at 2:30. So, I think that it's something about that place at nighttime, anywhere really. But in the afternoon like that, I think that'll work to our favor a little bit.
The fat cat just joined. It's literally a avatar of a fat cat, and he looks like he's drinking like a glass of wine or something like that. What's up, fat cat? Thanks for joining the show. What was crazy, and I'm glad, and we're on with Chance from Georgia. We'll get to our calls in next. We're about to finish these next questions, and we'll move on. But Chance, that game against Mississippi State, the 8 p.m. I don't know. It was a little late. So that was those 8 p.m.
Yeah, that's crazy. I know, right? But I stayed up and watched it. But I was like, damn, are we for real? You said something a couple of episodes ago, maybe it was a couple of weeks ago, but these commercials, man.
Oh, my God.
I mean, what's it like at a game? Because I've yet to go to a game.
Okay,
I was going to go to A-Day.
So I
my kids were sick and I didn't get to go.
So I told this story on my last show.
No, I'm sorry.
I told this story on my last show. So this is the first game that I didn't go to was Mississippi State. And when I turned it on, that LSU Ole Miss game, it went forever, right? And so I was like, oh my goodness, like I'm going to miss the beginning of the game. But they put the game on ESPN News. And when I turned it on to ESPN News, it was those fat cat. Those dogs were flying across the screen. And it was like dog racing or whatever. It was just remember? And those
I think mine was like soccer or rugby or something. It was something
and
weird,
these dogs were flying. They were the fastest dogs I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, there's so many commercials. So at a game experience, it's the same thing. You're up in the box or you're up in the press box. So at Bryant-Denny Stadium, you're sitting on the east side of the stadium. And when it's just timeout after timeout, and they have, I'll do like a walk you through kind of day in the life, and they have coffee. And Alabama, they have a meal before, so they have like chicken, green beans, kind of like Southern gravy and stuff like that. And then they have for halftime, they have a hot dog bar, and people go crazy for these hot dogs. I'm telling you, there's just like the halftime hits, and you're just back there with your hot dogs. But Chance, we got to finish. Number 4, your anxiety for the level for this game is what?
I'm excited, bro. I'm not really nervous.
Yeah, love it.
No anxiety. But if I had to throw it out there, I guess I'm in the mid. Because, of course, I love my team. I don't want them to lose. So I'm a little nervous just because, there's the same reason everybody's a little nervous, And what my score? I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, similar to Ole Miss. I think I'm going to go Bama 24, Texas A&M 17.
Okay, all right. I like the score. Hey, well, Chance, thank you so much for calling in, and we'll catch up with you next time, buddy.
Yeah, man.
All right, see ya.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
Yep. All right. Yeah, I'm telling you, those dogs were flying. Like, it was the fastest. And the other thing I was thinking about was, like, how do you get into dog racing announcing? You know, you're like, hey, I made it to, and like, no disrespect. I mean, it's just like, I didn't even know this was a thing. Like, you know, can you imagine, like, hey, I'm on ESPN. Oh, cool, man. What are you doing? Yeah, I'm calling the dog races and wherever it was. I don't know. Dr. Pepper, Fanville or Heisman House. For me, you know what's crazy? Is as soon as Bryce Young started doing like the whole Dr. Pepper thing, I started diving into the Dr. Pepper a little bit. And it's refreshing. It's nice. When I go up to Westgate, you know, the Dr. Pepper is endless. So I've been rolling with some Dr. Pepper lately. That's it's been the season for DP. Okay, 256. We start right now. Hey, welcome to the show. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
Hey, buddy, this is Greg from Athens, Alabama.
Hey, Greg, thank you very much for being patient. I appreciate you joining us. Welcome to the show, man. Take it away.
I just want to say I enjoy your show, enjoy all the callers and the comments. I think I wanted to start out first. You mentioned it a little while ago. I got on a little late. The Terry and Arnold interview, I got to watch it yesterday. Man, he was so well-spoken, answered every question. I was just sitting there going, wow. Like our media people at school are like awesome. So, but like you could tell he was really coached and he did not answer anything that would give any A&M material over the Smith comments. Mm-hmm. So, you know, normally that's what all Alabama players do. They know better. But going back to the Smith comments, but you know, he's still butthurt over his brother, mm-hmm. Maurice. Mm-hmm. We didn't want him to transfer to Georgia, but it was a compliment. It wasn't like, you know, we didn't want him to go because we didn't want Georgia to have him. Mm-hmm. You know, and he's holding this grudge and he's talking all this smack. And, you know, I used to laugh back in, you know, the 2009 to about the 2016s and 17s when we had all our dogs. And people would always talk trash and stuff, and I would just be shaking my head like, bro, you're fixing to get murdered. And they would. You know, we would destroy them. But, like, you know, now people are talking. I don't know if we got the cats to actually would do anything. You know, we bark a little bit, but we don't, you know, murder ball and all that stuff. That's not even been close. But, you know, just the thing about, I'm glad it's a 2:30 game. Mm-hmm. I'm glad, you know, I've been looking like, you know, we've talked about this before, you and I was on your show. You know, we beat the same team almost last year with some of the same players that we have. I mean, it's real close. There's a few here and there on both sides. I honestly think our defense is better than last year because it's better coached, and Kevin Steele is doing a much better job of scheming, and they've made great adjustments. Every game they've made great adjustments. Mm-hmm. And I think we will this game because I think they're going to try to run the ball on us a lot to set up the play-action pass because their quarterback, you know, Max, I mean, he's pretty good, but he's a turnover machine. I mean, he's no better than Jalen on that. You know, Jalen's gotten better with the turnovers. Max is still going to throw a pick. He's going to fumble. He's real loosey-goosey with the ball. I think we're going to get three turnovers. Maybe we'll have one. And if we have one, it's just going to be, you know, it is what it is. But I think if we can win the turnover battle, I think the biggest key is can 56 snap the ball consistently the whole game so Jalen doesn't have to, you know, I brought this up the other day, and Coach Saban brought it up and made me feel good, that when Jalen's having to find the ball at his ankles or having to reach up, he's losing time checking the defense out. That's going to be huge. And I know you said it too. I think we're all getting a little tired of it. So I'm hoping at practice they've got somebody over him, maybe two people are going to knock him over, or he's worried about it. He learns to snap the ball like that, like in a game, because, you know, their defensive line is good, but they're big. They're really big. They're over 300 pounds. So I'm just wondering, you know, we got our 330s and 340s against their 320s, how that's going to be, you know, because most of the guys we've been going against have been a little bit smaller than us, and we've been almost too heavy. So I'm just wondering now, you know, beef on beef, how that's going to be. I'm kind of wondering about that. And then, you know, their schedule, you know, they got toasted by Miami, man, bomb after bomb after bomb. So I'm hoping that we're going to have at least 8 to 10 shots on them. You got to have that. I'm hoping that we can run some, but I'm sorry, guys. I know our running game's gotten better, but it's still not very good. I'm sorry. It's just not. It's just not that good. Somehow we're going to have to stay balanced. I think we should throw them first down all game long. Throw them first. Throw them before they go nickel, before they go dime, anything like that. Throw them first down. But, I mean, I'm excited about the game. I think we can win. I'm nervous as hell about it. But, you know, I just hope Tommy Reese is going to scheme, infuse them, keep them off guard. They've got to keep them guessing. I'm hoping we throw in a trick play, just something to just try to get a big lead right off the bat.
You know what? Alabama,
usually when Alabama's going on the road, we've always had that game where we'll get up 21-0. Like, we'll get a pick six, they'll fumble, we'll have a short field, get a touchdown, then we'll drive for a touchdown, then it's over. Or, you know, we'll just kind of hang on. But, you know, I just don't know about this team. I'm so spoiled to, like your caller said a while ago. I mean, I always watch the game, but like at halftime, you knew the game was over. I could just watch all the young players play, the freshmen, the 5-stars, the young ones, the babies, watch them and just have a good time, relax. But now it's just a white knuckle ride. It's different.
Let me ask you these 5 questions, okay? And I might add another question in here because I was asking people inside the comment box. Okay, so this is called You Make the Call. So, get the football to who?
Okay, this is going to be kind of weird at first. Get the ball to Jalen on a good snap.
Okay.
But seriously, we need to get the ball. Yeah, I'm telling you, though, that's huge. That's going to be huge. Just like you said a while ago, people don't realize that's going to cause either he's made a couple good plays out of that. Both low snaps, you know, he ran in the first game, he got a touchdown, and then the other night it was a low snap, and then he goes for about 60 yards. But get the ball to him on a good snap. But no, we need to get the ball to 84, 3, 17, and 14. Those are your 4 playmakers. Those are your 4 big-time playmakers. They can go deep. They can go across the middle. You got the tight end. So those 4 right there is who we need to get the ball to. But now, like, defensive MVP will be, in my opinion, because I really believe they're going to really try to run the ball on us to set up the play-action pass, is going to be Campbell, number 30. I think he's going to have a monster game. Even though he had like 12 tackles last game, I think he's going to have 12 to 15 right here. I think him and then Blackshire may come off the bench. I think both of them are going to wreak havoc on them. And I think our defensive line's going to because they've gotten better. To be honest with me, the defensive line's gotten better than the offensive line during the year. Actually, they're coming on more. And, you know, we're getting more depth there. Alabama wins if we win the turnover battle, if we have like penalties, like really low penalties, maybe like 3 or less, okay? And that we're not in 3rd and long, you know, 70% of the time, like we have been almost every game. It's 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, you know, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12 because of a penalty or a low snap or Jalen rolls out and hangs on the ball and still throws it away. I think those 3 things there, if we just 3 little things, but that's because you have to execute to not have penalties. You have to execute to not have turnovers, and you have to execute and have good play calling not to be in 3rd and forever.
Okay, let's
And
yep. Go ahead. Keep it going.
my anxiety level is a 9. It's definitely a 9.
Okay.
And my score, my score is, I think, because we haven't scored a lot of points, I don't see us unless the defense really, just has one of those games. I'm going to say it's going to be 24-23.
24-23. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna kick a field goal this time at the waning second, and they feel like they did us. We're gonna kick it and win it and walk out of there.
Yeah. Okay. I like it, man. Thank you so much for calling in, Greg. I appreciate the call from Athens, and we'll catch up with you next time. Please call in again. Oh, wait. I have one more question before you go. Dr. Pepper or Coke? Dr. Pepper or Coke?
Dr. Pepper.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Dr. Pepper, +1. All right, Greg. All right. We'll talk to you soon, buddy. All right. See ya.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Roll Tide Team. We got a 254, a 423, and a 334. I added a new question. I'm just curious. DP or Coke? It was something. Someone brought it. It was one of our users brought it up inside. They were talking Heisman House or Fansville, and then we started talking Dr. Pepper. Hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe. My name is Kyle Henderson at BAMA Football on YouTube. 205-850-1994 is the call-in line number coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Adam, I appreciate. Sarah says Coke. Adam says, great show. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for everybody's feedback. Can we go right back to the phone lines with the 254? Hey, welcome to the show. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
Hey, what's going on, Kyle? This is Andre from Killeen, Texas.
Andre from, where are you calling in from? Andre, Texas? Where out in Texas?
Killeen, Texas. Killeen.
Oh, okay, got you, man. Yeah. Welcome to the show, man. Take it away.
Man, I appreciate it, man. But I was listening to a couple callers, and
yeah,
I'm all, I love Alabama. You know what I'm saying? That's the team they went through. We lose, I'm mad. Like, we win, I'm good. But so I think when we played Texas, they played a good game.
Yeah.
Because, Steve Sarkisian, he the best offensive mind, I think, in college.
Uh-huh.
So when we played him, like I said, they played a good game, but we beat ourselves because we left, 14, might be 21 points on the field. So that was one thing that we really hurt ourselves on. Mm-hmm. And the penalties, man, we need to get them under control.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, with LSU, like, now, okay, they out the playoffs, but they know if we get to the end with one loss, they can get us out the playoffs also.
Mm-hmm.
So all that plays a factor. So I think the biggest thing, like Dude said, is just get the ball to Jalen. Snap, like, it's, I don't know if we need to switch out the center or what, but just snap the ball.
Yeah.
We need to snap the ball
Huge
so we
issue.
have time to see what he needs to see.
Yep.
And let me think, what else? I don't know why we don't put, I watch Clemson. I don't like Clemson, but I watch them. I don't know why we don't put Rodell and Jace McClellan on both sides of them, so you don't know which way he's going with the ball.
Yeah.
That's 3 people that you got to guard.
They've never been on the field, I don't think, at the same time. I mean, they usually just roll with like an H-back as extra protection, kind of when they do their 6 protection. And then they have, one of their running backs back there, but they don't necessarily, they've never come out with like a 2-back set, right? So you have each of the guys on, Roydell and Jace, but they never do that.
And I think that'll bring the linebackers up, so that means you can play the play action pass to throw it down the field. It's just certain things that I would do. I would look into doing. You know what I'm saying? Because you got the players. Mm-hmm. You just got to scheme it up like that.
Yeah.
And I think Tommy Reese, he's so nervous to mess up. Like, just play your game, and you're gonna be good.
All right, so Andre, let me ask you these 5 questions. I've been asking everybody tonight. It's called "You Make the Call." Rick Knight is saying, "If we win this game, I'll be as happy as my girlfriend when she got the Kyle Henderson calendar in the mail." Yeah, those are on sale. See the comment box for more details. Okay, Andre, get the ball to who is our first question.
The freshman Hale.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, he's been coming up. I mean, some of the wide receiver has really like taken over, and I get it. It's because of the passing game dynamics this year, but he certainly, he came up big in against Ole Miss, which was great to see. Okay, who do you think the defensive MVP could be?
Tim Smith.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Why do you say Tim Smith?
Because we need that inside. We need that defensive line.
Yeah.
If you could just put pressure on them, you don't have to sack them. Just put pressure on them. Any quarterback, if you put pressure on him, he's gonna have to change his game plan on how he do it. And my thing was, if you hit the quarterback one good time, he's gonna play nervous for the rest of the game because he don't want to get hit again.
And someone said that he was a turnover machine. Now, with that said, he did fumble twice against Arkansas. I mean, that was the first game that I sat down and I watched that game because it made sense, like timing wise. And he did fumble the football twice. Okay, Alabama wins this game if
Jalen needs to throw the ball away. Don't throw the ball away. If you don't have it, throw the ball away. Don't hold it. I hate that. Do not hold the ball. And if he just stayed long enough in the pocket to get our receivers open, he's so quick to one read and I'm gonna take off, or one read he hold the ball then he runs. And like, okay, I watched the Mississippi State I watched the Mississippi State game over again. The 2 sacks that they got on us, that was Jalen by himself.
100%.
And he took off both times, and that's how he got sacked. I was so mad about that. But just throw the ball away, because he haven't. If you pay attention, he hasn't threw the ball away one time this year.
I think
he got to throw the ball away.
Yeah, and I think he's kind of just absorbed those sacks, right? He's absorbed them rather than throwing them away. I think you have a fair point on that, Andre. Okay, what is your anxiety level for this game? 1 being the lowest, you chill, or 10, you want pins and needles.
This SEC football, man, I be nervous every week. I'm not even telling no story. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I be nervous every weekend. It's certain times like I sit in certain spots on my couch to watch the game. Now, last couple of years, I'm yelling at the TV, But this year, I was like, look, we got a new team. Don't yell, just watch the game. Like, but I'm gonna say 6. I'm gonna say 6 though.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. And your game,
like that caller said, if we get the crowd out of it early, we'll have a good game.
100%. Your score prediction?
28-17.
28-17, the good guys. And then lastly, my bonus, we doing Coke or we doing Dr. Pepper?
Ooh, I'm going to say Dr. Pepper.
Right? Okay, yeah. You know what? Like, Dr. Pepper's on the rise. Yeah, okay. All right. Hey, Andre.
But my go-to is Sprite. I'm sorry, but my go-to is Sprite. But I'm going to do Dr. Pepper over that.
Really? Your go-to is Sprite?
I love Sprite. Don't tell nobody else.
Wow, man.
Yeah, I love Sprite. Don't tell nobody that.
Man, I can't even remember the last time I had a Sprite. I don't have anything against Sprite. It's just like, wow, your go-to, huh? Interesting. All right, Andre.
That's my go-to.
Adam is saying Sprite 0 for the dub. Andre, I appreciate you calling in. Please call again next time, and I appreciate you talking Alabama football with me tonight, man. Have a good evening.
You too, boss. Roll Tide.
All right, man. Roll Tide to you. All right. Andre calling in from the great state of Texas. We got a 423, a 334, and a 601 inside the call queue. Kyle Henderson of BAMA Football on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe. Man, we're almost doing BAMA Football After Dark. We're getting close to that 10 p.m. spot. I appreciate you guys sticking with me. I feel this has been a great show. So thank you for all the feedback inside the comment box as well. I love just chatting with you guys. We're getting to that midway point. This is such a great time. Somebody said, I saw on social media, somebody said starting tonight for the next 58 days, there'll be at least one football game on. Can you believe that? Because now there's games like on Wednesdays, Tuesdays. They're all over the place. So for 58 consecutive days, there's a football game on every single day. So enjoy it. Okay, we go back to the phone lines. It is a 4-2-3, and we start right now. Hey, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who I'm on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
I'm Braden, and I'm from Tennessee.
Raymond, did you say?
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm from Tennessee.
Yeah, I appreciate you calling in, man. Welcome to the show, man. Take it away.
Well, I just want to say I'm really proud of the way Alabama's playing so far after that Texas game. I mean, we've come a long way. I believe in our offensive line and our defense, man.
Mm-hmm.
Our defense is playing at an elite level right now. I believe we have the talent to beat Texas A&M this weekend and see where things go from there.
Yeah, I appreciate you calling in from Tennessee. We're on the line with Raymond. Raymond, I've been asking everyone who has called in kind of these 5 questions. I'm calling it You Make the Call. Can we just get right to it? You mind if I ask you these questions right away?
Yeah, you good.
All right, let's do it. Okay, who does Alabama have to get the football to?
I think it's Jermaine Button. I think he's playing at an elite level right now, and I think he'll be the man that takes it over the top.
I like that call. Look, we've talked about him before. He's playing at a very high level. I cut a video earlier this week talking about the status of Jermaine Burton because it's impactful that he gets the football. He's playing at a high level. I'm so glad that he came back this year. I think he's made himself a lot of money there in the NFL. Now, I have no idea where he's going to go, but if you can get him the football, all the better, playing at such a high level. Okay, defensive MVP could be from this game.
I think it's going to be Terrion Arnold. I have high hopes that he's going to do an amazing thing this game. He's going to be the best defensive-wise. I think he has to prove a lot of people wrong. I believe that a lot of Bama people, or a lot of Bama fans, doubted on him last year, and people still doubt on him now. And that's one of the things he got asked in that press conference is what he was going to do. So I believe he's coming after, and he's going to make it happen.
That interview was amazing, right? Like that was so far. That's probably honestly one of the best interviews. And I said earlier in the show is like he knew. It was like he knew, and they don't. But it was like he knew all the answers ahead of time. The way that he was just able to go one and talk about having low anxiety. Terrion Arnold had low anxiety in that interview, and that's kind of what we've seen from him.
He was just chilling.
He was 100%.
He was just chilling. It was like he was talking to his best friend.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw, but Jace rolled up in swim trunks because you can't, you can never see like the bottom. But he rolled through in like these swim trunks and did his interview and probably bounced out to like the cold tub or whatever. It was like it was unique.
No, I did not see that.
Okay, Alabama wins this game if
Jalen can get the ball out fast enough. I believe he's working on himself day in and day out, and he's making progress. But we just don't know where it is at the moment.
Okay, and your anxiety level, you chilling or you a little stressed?
It's like a 5 or 6. I mean, this game's always a big game for Bama. It doesn't matter what we're ranked. Texas A&M always brings the heat. Jimbo's he's like Lane Kiffin, he's always there. Lane Kiffin just gets under his skin, though. So.
Right. Okay, and your score prediction for this game?
24-14.
24-14. All right. Okay. Okay, Raymond, I appreciate you calling in. Call in anytime. This is Raymond from Tennessee, and roll tide to you, buddy.
Roll tide, man.
All right, man. Take it easy. All right. Raymond calling in. Nice, concise phone call. We go to a 334. We got a 601 and a 478 inside the call queue. We'll just dive right back into it. 334. Let's get it. Hey, good evening. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson.
What's going on, man?
Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in
What's
from,
going
man?
on, man? Man, this is Daniel from Calera.
Daniel, man. What's up, Coach? I appreciated our last conversation. I thought about it, from the last time we chopped it up and, such good context. So welcome to the show, Daniel from Calera. Coach Daniel from Calera, man. Take it away, man.
Yeah, man. I was thinking about it. I watch a few shows and just kind of analyzing Bama. I like to analyze the psychology of what Nick Saban be saying. I'm a coach as well myself, so to me, he thinks like I do. Mm-hmm. This team's like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're gonna get. You really don't know. He don't know. He just thinking positive. But to me, we've been waiting for that breakout game from Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
It could be this Saturday. It could be next Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
But each time you have another Saturday coming up, you got to think it might be this Saturday.
Yep.
I feel like this Saturday, Miro going to play. I mean, this is a big take, I'm going to tell you right now. My wife was picking me earlier. She said, "You the biggest Miro addict." I'm going to say it right now. Miro going to have a Heisman type game on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
People calling these scores in 24, 13, these low scores. I think somehow Miro going to put 38 points on the board on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to find a way. I think the offensive line going to be the MVP on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
But then, we've been sticking. They slowly getting better. They're getting closer and closer and playing cohesiveness. Caden Proctor's getting confidence now. It's sooner than later, these guys got to play together and put a whole plan together. And I think the best way to do it, the last, to me, the disintegrating loss we had on the road, to me, was the A&M game a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like Bama let that slip to their hands.
Mm-hmm.
And Pete Golden's defense, I always tell people, yeah, Pete Golden struggled with defense, but still players got to play. As a coach, I'm always taking the coach side.
Mm-hmm.
We call a play, players got to execute. Whether or not them players believe in him or not, it's different. Like this year, them kids believe in Kevin Steele. Because the plays, it's the same play calls. It's nothing changed. When the kid believes in a coach, they'll run through a wall.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what we have going on now on the defense side of the ball. That's why defense is playing much better. And that's why the offense is struggling so much, because the guys do not believe in Tommy Reese. Once they decide to believe in him and say, hey, don't matter what he called, we're going to go out there and execute the game plan.
Yep.
We're going to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I would believe.
I think you're right. I like that point, is maybe they have low self-confidence in Tommy Reese. Just like kind of the team didn't have much direction when they didn't know who the quarterback was going to be, right? Now that they know who the quarterback is going to be, they're like, all right, look, we knew that this was going to be the guy. We wanted to follow this guy. This is the guy that we're riding or dying with right here. So we get it. Yep. And same thing with Tommy Reese. They might be like kind of second guessing. He's young. Sometimes you gain a lot more respect. Like, you get it, man. Like, as you get older, you get more respect. That's wisdom. And wisdom garners respect, period. And players vibe off that, and they understand who has wisdom, and it might be taking him a little bit of time to gain that respect that you certainly need from the offense. So maybe that will come in time. Okay, let me ask you these 5 questions real quick, Coach. Okay, who does Alabama have to get the football to on Saturday?
Got to get the ball to Jermaine Burton. He was the playmaker.
Love it. Okay. I talked about that earlier with my last caller, Raymond from Tennessee. He said the same thing. It's like, Jermaine Burton, get him the football however you can. If he's 100%, he's performing at a very, very high level. Really glad to see it. Okay. Who could the defensive MVP of this game be?
Malachi Moore.
Yeah. It's good to see Moore getting some pub. I mean, dude has worked for it. The guy, in-state guy, playing at such a high level, really good kid too. Alabama wins this game if
the offensive line, the MVP.
Yeah, right. They got to play well. They got to protect him. Okay, your anxiety level, 1 being the lowest, 10 being you want pins and needles.
I'm gonna tell you, like, people getting scared. Sometimes scared makes you great. It makes you kind of your awareness go like Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't say I'm excited about it. I'm more excited about it. I want to see the kids go answer the call. So the coach, I'm gonna say I have zero anxiety. I want to see the kids go out there and play.
And give me a score prediction, Coach.
38-13.
38-13. Milroe rolls. Headlines that you'll see on Sunday. Milroe rolls Aggies post 38 on the Frogmen. Is that it?
No, Milroe lunches his Heisman candidacy.
Milroe, yeah, I like that. All right, man. Hey, Coach, I appreciate you calling in, man. Please call again anytime, and I'll catch up with you next time.
I like Dr. Pepper.
All right, man. Oh, yeah, thank you. Dr. Pepper. See, I was kind of going into the Coke versus Dr. Pepper debate. First of all, I didn't know it was going to cause, kind of create some buzz inside the comment box, and I'm happy that it did. Yeah. But I thought I'm kind of surprised that Dr. Pepper clearly won. DP, if you're out there and you want to post a Dr. Pepper bottle right here on my podium, hit me up. So, all right, Coach. I appreciate you calling in, man. See you, bud.
All right, thank you, man.
All right, man. Uncle Charles, everybody's calling for you, man. If you're out there, you know what to do. You know the phone line's 205-850-9094. Okay, 601, we go back to the phone lines. Hey, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
How's it going, Kyle? It's Jake from Pensacola.
Hey, what's up, Jay? I appreciate you calling in, man. Welcome to the show.
I love... Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. It may not be rude. How are you today?
Thank you. No. You know what? I'm doing amazing. So on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and sometimes Saturday mornings, I wake up at 4:20 a.m. and I work out with a group called F3. It's Faith, Fellowship, and Fitness. And we get after it. It's military style training like boot camp. And it's for 45 minutes, and there's like a spiritual message at the end, and it gives me so much energy throughout the entire day. So win the morning, win the day. And today we got up, we worked at the band practice field, Butler Field here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and we got after it. So we ran about 2 miles, did push-ups, sit-ups, lunges, squats, and so I'm back home by 6:30 because I had to make the kids breakfast and stuff like that and get them out the door. So when I start a day like that, it's on, man. Like I'm crushing it all day long. So I appreciate you asking about me. Now that I have you on the show, man, what's on your mind as we turn the page to Texas A&M?
I seen the Terry Honor interview. And I agree with you. In my opinion, that I laughed so hard when he said he was like, oh, he looks mad. He's finna choose somebody else. He said, oh, he's talking about me. I laughed so hard he said that, man. And the Texas A&M guy, he said I've been here 3 years. I don't know what Nick Saban won. And he said, oh, you know what Nick Saban won, huh? That's a competitor I love with him, but I think that's the best interview that I've seen by an Alabama player in general.
That's what I was saying too.
He's so mature.
Yeah, 100%. And it was like, and I think what we've seen from him going forward is kind of playing with less anxiety, speaking with less anxiety, and that comes from preparation, because when you are prepared, you are not nervous. When you are prepared, you perform at a high level. When you are prepared, you know where your expectations are, and if something goes wrong, you know how to fix it, right? Because you've gone through all the preparation and training. When you are nervous, and that's when you're not prepared. And when things go wrong, it's because you weren't prepared for those things. So anyways, I'm glad you saw that interview. It was killer. Let me ask you these 5 questions because we're kind of winding down the show, Jay. So let's get right to it. Okay, so number 1, who does Alabama have to get the football to?
Amari Niblack.
Oh, love it. Yeah, we've heard that a couple times. A couple callers have said that. And we started to see a little bit of creativity in that last game when they ran a jet sweep with him. And I did like when Jalen was kind of looking downfield and found Amari Niblack. So the more Niblack, I think the better. Okay, who could the defensive MVP potentially be in a game like this?
I agree with the next guy. I'm going to say Terry Arnold.
Terry Arnold. Okay, yeah, I mean, look, people have went with Kool-Aid. People went with Terrion. People went with Malachi Moore. We even had a caller go with Caleb Downs. So all those guys have been chosen as a potential defensive MVP, and I get it. All those guys playing at a very high level right now. Okay, let's go with number 3. Alabama wins this game if?
This is a 3-parter for me. I feel like Tommy Reed's play calling.
Mm-hmm.
And the the less penalties and no turnovers.
Okay.
The person that's gonna win this game has less turnovers.
Yeah, and I think you're right. Like the turnovers are going to be crucial, specifically in a game like this, because a turnover with Texas A&M, I mean, that changes the entire momentum of the game. That's why we've been harping on these snaps. A bad snap, something goes over Jalen's head, and A&M jumps on it, man, that could be honestly the game. So you have to tighten it up in a game like this. Turnovers will definitely kill you. Okay, so number 4, your anxiety level is what?
A 12.
A 12. Okay, you're nervous.
I believe I'm not gonna lie to you. My heart be beating so fast in big games like this. Like I be just shaking. I'm like, come on, baby, we got this. We got this. I coach myself up. I'm like, we got this. We gonna do this.
All right, so the anxiety level is at a 12 for Jay in Pensacola. Okay, and give me your score prediction.
I'm gonna go 28-20.
28-20. Okay, all right, that's a respectable score. Okay, so Jay has it 28-20. Hey Jay, thank you very much for calling in, man. Stay safe. And
I'm going coach.
Oh yeah, I need to add it, otherwise I don't read it. Wait, you're going Coke over Dr. Pepper?
I'm just saying, listen, I've been waiting. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna cook. I don't drink dark drinks in general. So me personally, I'm a Fanta guy. I love fruity drinks, like
you're a
flavored drinks.
Fanta guy?
I love flavor.
Which
I am a Fanta guy.
Look, the Fanta. Okay, I'm cool with it. Remember the commercial with the Fanta? Like that commercial took everyone by storm, right? And everybody was like dancing and partying. Exactly. But man, I don't even know where you could get. Can you get like a Fanta like anywhere?
Anywhere. You can get one in any convenience store.
All right.
I should be an advocate. I'm gonna say one more thing. Did you know that in Walmart, they have Nick Saban picture on the side of a coat, and they have Auburn picture, Hugh Freeze on the side of the other side. The other side is Sprite. I'm a Sprite guy too. But they have Nick Saban on the side of a coat and Hugh Freeze on the side of a Sprite.
All right, man. Cool. I appreciate you, Jay. Enjoy your next Fanta, man.
Have a good one.
All right. See ya. All right. Roll Tide to you, man. All right. This will be my last caller of the night. So the 615 that just called in, you can hang up because I will catch up with you next time. 478. Let's do it. This will be my last call of the night. Hey, good evening. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson.
Oh,
who am I on the line with?
From Macon, Georgia, the Pawn Your Title, Keep Your Car capital of the world.
Wait.
Kyle Henderson.
Wait.
Covering Bama on YouTube.
Do this all over again because I missed it. You do the intro. Take it away.
Do I now? Oh, you mean to do it again?
Yeah. Restart it. That sounded good.
Okay. It's the last call of the night. It's Rick from Macon, Georgia. The Pawn Your Title, Keep Your Car capital of the world. And I'm talking to Kyle Henderson, the best YouTube Bama guy there is. I got to be quiet. My girlfriend's in the next room. Boy, she look at her Kyle Henderson calendar. You know, Kyle's from New Mexico. She said that the aliens back in 1947 were all women and they were looking for Kyle. And he wasn't born yet, so that's why they crashed in Roswell there. Kyle is the man.
So look.
Man, you got to come over to Macon, Kyle. You ever been to Macon, Georgia?
No, I haven't. I haven't been out there yet. So Roswell, New Mexico.
Well, welcome to Macon. Here, what's for dinner? Welcome to Macon. Set your watch back 20 years.
So Roswell, New Mexico is where these aliens landed.
Macon, Georgia. Kyle, what's up, man?
No, happy to have you on, man. Okay, so we're talking Roswell aliens. We're talking Macon, Georgia. But as we go into this game against Texas A&M, I have these 5 questions on the graphic. Going into this game, I said earlier that this is kind of a make or break for Jimbo Fisher, in my opinion. Before we get into those 5 questions, would you agree with that?
Clowns one time.
I'm sorry, I missed it. What?
Milroe's already beat these clowns one time. Look, probably matchup-wise, this is the worst game for us matchup-wise because A&M's good. A&M's very good. What they're going to end up doing, they're going to roll Milroe out and he'll have the option to pass or throw on some rollouts to get away because their defensive line, man, is all 5 stars and it's guys we recruited and we wanted bad. And, they're going to have to roll him out. Here's what's going to happen in this game, Kyle. And I had a vision about this. We're trailing 17-16 going into the fourth quarter. Okay? We got 3 record field goals, and then Robbie Hughes gets his Heisman campaign underway. He scores one. So we're trailing 17-16. In the fourth quarter, we're going to put up 29 points and win 45-17.
I think Alabama fans would take that.
But, yeah, number one, make the call. Get the ball to Robbie Hughes. No, honestly, he may score in this game. Get the ball to, I agree with the last caller, Amari Niblack.
Yep.
Who basically got robbed of a Daniel Moore painting last week, I think, for that catch he made. He was inbound. All right, the defensive MVP will be, are you ready?
Yep.
Caleb Downs. He's going to get a pick 6 in the fourth quarter. He's going to pick off 2 passes and get about 12 tackles. Jahad Campbell also could be the MVP in the game. Defensive MVP in the game.
Love it.
And Terrion Arnold, how did you not love that interview? My goodness, I sat there and smiled through the whole thing. He can be coached like that. The Saban blew a gasket. I'm so happy to see him lose it on the sideline. I knew then, I thought, we got this game in the bag. All right, number 3, Alabama wins if they score more points than A&M. No, Alabama wins this game if we get some turnovers, which we will. Number 4, your anxiety level is, what was the last caller, 12? Mine will be 13. No, actually, it was so high I went to Walmart, checked my blood pressure, and won a free game on the machine. So it was about a 10, but it's probably about a 6 now because I'm feeling good about this game because I think Texas A&M, look, Miami put 48 points up on them. Okay, now we don't have Van Dyke at quarterback. We got Jalen Milroe. You know, Milroe right now quarterback ranking is ahead of Carson Beck. So a lot of people don't even know, but go look at it. You'll see. All right, your game score is, you ready? 17-16. We're trailing going into the fourth quarter, and we win it 45-17. Roll, Tide, roll. I feel better about it. And the one caller's right. We were very lucky, but this is not a night game. And let me say this about Jalen Milroe. Last week, man, he was looking off the receivers. I mean, he looked great. He's done some. I mean, his improvement's been very impressive. And I mean, he's going to be, if he wins this game, he wins a starting job next year. And I'll tell you this, Dylan Lonergan is the real deal. So, and I think too, we're going to get Justice Haynes some carries in this game because it's not too big for him at all. I mean, this guy's incredible. I think McClellan and Roy Dell are doing a great job. Will Reichard, I mean, we've got the best kicking unit in the doggone nation.
100%.
But this is a game, check this out now, too, in the fourth quarter. We've been waiting on this. A lot of people haven't thought about it. Kool-Aid gets about a 70-yard punt return for a touchdown. So that's all I got, Kyle.
Well, Rick, I appreciate the call. Thank you very much for joining the show tonight.
Elizabeth Reed. We need another $10,000 on the.
Yeah, where's Miss Reed been? She built the studio and then she bounced out.
I'm Dr. Pepper all the way. I've been Dr. Pepper since the 10-4 days.
Yeah.
Kyle, you don't even know what I'm talking about. Somebody does.
Oh, Rick. Well,
and thanks, Kyle. You're the best, man. I watch you all the time. We love you, man. We love you here in Macon, Georgia.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate it so much. Thank you, Rick, and have a good evening.
All right, we're going to eject now. All right. Bye, Kyle.
All right, see ya. Hey, fam, before you go, I mentioned earlier on the show that I work out with this group every morning. I actually create video content that kind of coincides with that. It's a kind of a something that I do, and I think that I would like to share that with you guys if you don't mind. So this was actually from this morning, and it's from F3. So it's a workout group, and see if I can get that video real fast. I think I just put it on the desktop, because I've been with this group for A little bit of time now, and it's basically it's fitness, fellowship, and it's free, and it's kind of like it's something that's been really important to me. And as we were talking about kind of like mental health and everything like that, I think it's really helped me. So wanted to kind of share it with you. And this is actually this morning at 4:20. No, so I wake up at 4:20, and then we start every morning at 5:30. So this is right here from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Here you go. This is the world premiere.
Hey, what's going on? It's Kyle Henderson, a.k.a. Motown, coming to you from the Capstone. That's the University of Alabama underneath the beautiful red, white, and blue. Today's workout and the message was led by Titanic. And what Titanic spoke about today was really impactful. He talked about being present, being where your feet are, especially if you're a parent. There is no time greater than time with your children. And as we all know, time is fleeting. So it's important to seize the day, put your phone away, and make sure that you carve out time with your children or your spouse or your loved ones. Really love the message and a great workout. It's important to enjoy this beautiful thing we call life. Coming to you from the Capstone, this is Kyle Henderson, aka Motown of F3 Nation.
All right, so we do that 4:20. I get it. So that's what time I wake up. No, like coinciding to that, but it's just like, I mean, that's what time I get up, and you got to put it in the ground. It makes you feel amazing. And, it's kind of like help the positivity, and, a lot of goes into the show, and I think I get a lot of energy from that. So, anyways, it's kind of like a positive vibe, and I'm always trying to be positive and treat people with respect. And I hope you guys get that from the show as well. Kyle Henderson at BAMA Football on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe. You know what time I'll be waking up tomorrow morning. So you guys have a good night, and we'll get you ready for Texas A&M and Alabama this Saturday, October 7th. Time is 2:30. TV is CBS. Alabama favored by 1.5. And hope you guys had a good time on the show tonight. Thank you to all our callers. Looked like Dr. Pepper was the clear winner in our You Make the Call section tonight. And, what a great show. So thank you very much for joining me from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Kyle Henderson at Bama Football on YouTube. Good night, everyone.